I won't ask why you want to know, but here's how to fix a hole in drywall. Alright, YouTubeverse, we're back in the yellow bathroom for a look at how to repair a hole in drywall. I got these two sheets of small, it looks like about, I don't know, 24 by 24 or 18 by 18. And I hope it's going to be big enough to cover that. I also got here some adhesive, self-adhesive tape and some joint compound. I would have used metal of these, but I left them at another job site about 1,000 miles away. Next, I'm going to locate where the studs are behind this, and the basic idea is to trim out a chunk between the studs, you know, halfway onto the studs, so I can mount a new piece up here. So I need to find where they are. So that guy is, that stud is 10 inches back there, and on this side it is 12 inches. So it looks like I got studs on the 22 or something like that. 24. Not studs on the 16. So now I need to go measure my piece and see whether it's going to actually fit. Oh yeah, I got 24 inches here, so boom, we're in business. Here I'm using a level to make sure I get my cut square, and I'm using a utility knife to actually cut the drywall. Hammer to help getting this little get bit it out here is tricky. I'm using 5-in-1, and you know, there might be screws holding it down through here as well. I went a little bit far on this cut, but hopefully I can do a bit of better job over here. That 5-in-1 is real handy to get in, do this little last bit of cleanup right on the edge. Part of the reason that these are on 24s is that this is 120, 140-year-old construction, and these are original old growth redwoods, and I think that this is probably, I don't know how wide, it's at least 2 inches wide, versus modern lumber, which is like 1.5 inches wide. Well, I'm gonna have to stretch things a little bit over here, but this is gonna more or less work. Not gonna quite fit without a little bit of cutting. I think what I'm gonna do is expand this a little bit over here, and just that way I won't have to cut these. I'll just have to make a cut like that and put one piece in like this, boom, and then another one. I have some 1 5/8 drywall screws, which might be overkill, but it's what I have on hand. You don't have to go crazy with screws. After screwing in that top bit with just 4 screws, I cut out a chunk for the bottom. I had to shave the bottom of it a bit to get it to fit. Eventually I got it in there and secured that with just 2 screws. Now we've got the basic patch in there, and it's time to tape and mud. Just roughing up this paint a little bit so that the stuff will stick to it. For this next stage, I got a rag and some water on hand just in case I need to do some cleanups. And I have this self-adhesive tape. Normally what you do is you put down a layer of the mud, then you stick down the tape. But self-adhesive doesn't really lend toward that, does it? I think I'm still gonna stick with putting some mud down, then I'll put the tape in, lay the tape into it, and then go from there. With this layer of mud, you're looking to fill in that gap there, and then create just a bit, a patch that's wide enough to stick the tape to. The next layer will be a little bit wider. I don't have any tips for how to find the start of that tape. The stuff I got goes on pink and it dries white. So when it turns white, you know it's dry. Now that I have tape stuck down everywhere, I'm going to go and put a layer of the joint compound filler over that. It's always helpful to have your wife stop by and do a little bit of, as my dad would say, snoopervising. I'm an artist at heart. In this case, it was pretty rough beforehand, so I'm going to call that smooth. There's all the stuff. Now I'm going to let that dry and sand it, and it'll be ready to paint. Well, it's the next day and I'm back to sand this down, but I can see that this is not dry here yet, so I'm going to wait a little bit longer. This was a few days later here, and it was definitely dry at this point. A second coat might have been overkill, but there were some uneven spots, and I had some left over in the jar. Might as well use it. And that's how to fix a hole in drywall. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe.